We need to talk about the dot-com boom and bust. My name's Josh Carlin, and I'm a student here at UW-Madison. I'm currently enrolled in an internet studies class, and one of the things that we've looked at so far this year is the dot-com boom and bust. What's the dot-com boom and bust, you may ask? Basically, from the early days of the internet, from 1995 to 2000, a phenomenon occurred and really rocked the tech world. Basically, a bunch of new startup companies started popping up at a huge rate and started generating a lot of buzz. Now, at the time, the internet was widely regarded as a new technology, something mysterious, something unknown. So, when people found out that they could maybe make money off of this new technology, people started getting excited. According to author John Cassidy, investors who bought stock in early internet companies like Netscape, Yahoo, and Amazon made a lot of money, at least for a while. Seeing what was happening, other people started to buy internet stocks and other types of stocks too. Not because the underlying companies were good businesses with solid earning prospects, but simply because the stock prices were going up. As history has repeatedly demonstrated, this is the point where a rising market turns into a speculative bubble. What's a speculative bubble, you ask? Essentially, a speculative bubble is where a company's assets and stock rises at an alarming rate, and people try to get in on the action. This speculative bubble is often fueled by irrational and unwise investing choices, often not even supported by the fundamentals of investing. Basically, people purposely invest in bad investments. So what are some examples of these bad investments? Let me tell you. One example of a company that grew exponentially and actually turned out pretty good in the long run was SoccerNet.com. SoccerNet.com was founded by Tom Hadfield when he was only 12 years old. Essentially, the website allowed users to check soccer scores from all around the world, something innovational at the time. Even though he was 12 when he started the company, at age 17, it was sold to ESPN for $40 million. Well, that might be an example of a successful dot-com startup. The majority of them didn't turn out that way. Take, for example, Pets.com. Pets.com was a food and supply company for pets. Basically, you could order food and supplies for your pets online. The company ran ads over the television that featured a sock dog puppet that would attract viewers, or at least they hoped. Pets.com even went as far to put an ad in the Super Bowl commercial for their website. In the late 90s, there were so many of these dot-com startups. It begs the question, why did they become so successful? According to authors Barbrook and Cameron, when the ability to produce and receive unlimited amounts of information in any form is combined with the reach of the global telephone networks, existing forms of work and leisure can be fundamentally transformed. New industries will be born, and current stock market favorites will be swept away. Basically, when someone sees a new technology that's worth investing in, it's a good idea to invest, right? Wrong. That's not why people were investing. They were demonstrating the greater idiot theory. What's the greater idiot theory? Basically, the greater idiot theory describes the process of when someone buys something, hoping to turn a profit off of it, preying on an idiot that will buy it at a higher price than they bought it at. This builds on itself, and once the price reaches a certain height, no one wants to buy it anymore, and it crashes. Sounds unsustainable? Well, it was. And everyone knew it, but they were hoping that they'd get out before it would crash. In a quote from Brian McCullough, an internet historian, he says, "Most people knew that it was unsustainable, but no one wanted to admit it. If you could squeeze your IPO, initial public offer, out before the window closed, then you could pick your moment to cash out, hopefully before everyone else got the same idea." So we know that these companies were gaining a lot of attention and a lot of investors' money. But what happened? A lot happened, actually. The stocks had shot up so much that no one wanted to buy anymore. And in addition, these companies, many of them, weren't even churning a profit. They were losing money by doing their business. Now you may be wondering, whoa, Josh, what does this have to do with me today? That was in the past. We've learned from our mistakes, right? Not necessarily. An example of what happened during the dot-com boom is happening right now with cryptocurrency. I'm sure you've seen the ads. Purchase this cryptocurrency or invest in NFTs. We all have heard of the stories of people getting rich off of Bitcoin or selling pictures of monkeys. And somehow, people want to keep on investing in that. Sounds a lot like the dot-com bubble burst. While they're not exactly the same, they both show telltale signs of similarity. So it begs the question, what's gonna happen now? Are cryptocurrencies and NFTs gonna bust just like the dot-com companies did? Maybe. Who knows? But you should probably invest now if you still want to make a profit from it. Well, that wraps up my video for the dot-com bubble era. Hopefully this video was somewhat educational and somewhat interesting. Hope you had an amazing time watching this. See you soon. Josh Carlin out!